So the Education Secretary, Michael Gove, has denied sacking the boss of the school's watchdog, Sally Morgan, for political reasons. He just wants a fresh pair of eyes, he said. But his Liberal Democrat deputy's worried he's planning to plonk a Tory donor in the plum job instead. And Labour's stoked the political row, accusing the government of getting rid of women from all sorts of top positions. The Tory party's reigning men, says Labour's deputy leader, Harriet Harman. Katie Razzle reports.
The Education Secretary didn't want to answer our questions this morning about why he's ousted the chairman of Ofsted.
Why have you sacked somebody who you said was doing a good job?
That's somebody, the Labour peer Baroness Sally Morgan, who won't have her contract renewed at the school's inspectorate. The decisions left the school's minister, Liberal Democrat David Laws, reportedly furious. He's accused Michael Gove of blatantly politicising Ofsted. The Secretary of State justified his latest salvo like this.
There's nothing wrong with Sally, but there is a principle across government that there should be no automatic reappointment, and that after 3 years or 4 years, whatever the term is in a particular role, it's appropriate to bring a fresh pair of eyes. That's good corporate practice.
The Lib Dems are savaging Mr Gove, according to the headlines. They accuse him of wanting to politicise classrooms by getting his own people into Ofsted. The Education Secretary makes the front pages most weeks. Last Sunday, a war with the Chief Inspector of Schools, who was reportedly spitting blood at briefings against Ofsted. The earlier row with Labour about claims over the First World War was only just dying down. But today, it's all about partisanship.
Political parties have always filled public bodies with their own people. It's nothing new. But this row centres around Michael Gove, a particularly divisive political figure intent on driving through major reforms of the education system. One of the names being touted as a possible successor to Baroness Morgan is the Tory donor Theodore Agnew. Though today the Secretary of State insisted the next Ofsted chairman will be chosen on merit.
He hasn't said who he's going to replace her with, but the implication is it's going to be somebody who is philosophically conservative, maybe a high-profile supporter of the Conservative Party. This is the inspectorate of every school in England, and in that context, it should not be a political appointment, and certainly not an ideological political appointment.
With just a year until the next election, we've known for some time the gloves are coming off between coalition partners. Internal Liberal Democrat research has reportedly found the most effective way to win back public sector workers, a key demographic, is to attack Michael Gove by name. Perhaps that explains the vehemence of today's briefings.
Is the government trying to politicise organisations like Ofsted?
This is such a ridiculous story because Sally Morgan wasn't sacked, her contract wasn't renewed, and there's a very subtle difference there. She was actually appointed by Michael Gove.
Labour's deputy leader, though, says Baroness Morgan isn't the only high-profile woman to be ousted from public office. She says it's reigning men in the Tories.
We've got precious few women in senior roles in this country, and there appears to be a big cull of the senior women all being replaced by men. So I think that Bernard Jenkins' Public Administration Committee should look into this.
Harriet Harman points to Dame Susie Leather, who lost her job chairing the Charity Commission, to Dame Liz Forgan, sacked as chairman of the Arts Council. The contracts of both Jenny Abramsky at the National Heritage Memorial Fund and Baroness Blackstone at the British Library run out this year. Will they be renewed? Tonight, the government pointed out that 45% of all public appointments between April and September last year were women, and that it remains committed to achieving a 50% ratio by 2015. Arriving at the TV studios this morning, Michael Gove may have been hoping his new guidelines about punishments to be issued to teachers this week might lead the bulletins. But writing lines and picking up litter have been overshadowed by this latest row.